Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and in this tutorial we will learn together method extend and override in object-oriented programming. In this tutorial we will learn two concepts which are related to object-oriented programming mechanism in Python. The first one is method extend and the second one is the method overriding. Extending method refers to adding different methods inside a child class and preserving the method that inherited from the parent class. So when you listen extended method or extend method, it's nothing but adding a new method in the child class and preserving the method inherited in the parent class from the inheritance. And the other concept is overriding method or method override is related to having the same method from the parent class and you give the same name to a new method in the child class and change the behavior of this method. So in overriding method, we will use the same name of the method or of a method that is located in the parent class, and we want to change or override some content of this method. We will learn together how can we code these two concepts. Let us start as usual with identifying class of Amazon engineering, for example, section, and here we will build our constructor. Okay, and we will add name, age, and salary. Okay, salary, and we want to store as usual these attributes. Self name equal name, self dot age equal age, and self dot salary equal salary. Now we build our constructor. In the next class, we will override this constructor by adding a grade, as similar to what we learned in the previous tutorial in the attribute overriding. Now I want to add also a method here, which is like code, and this method will only return a string, and it will tell me that this name attribute is able to write code. Whatever this code, then we will override this content. Okay, so method overriding, we will use the same name and change this content in the child class. Now we built the parent class. Let's us build the child class, and I want to build a class, for example, for Python. Okay, remember to start the name of the class in capital letter, and we will do inheritance. Okay, to override the constructor. This is optional. Just to recap together, how can we override the attributes, and sorry, this is in T is a special method that returns the integer of the number. Be careful to use init. Okay, and in this case we will use the whole argument from the parent class, and the new one I will use arg. Okay, to insert all arbitrary all positional argument here. Okay, and I will use double star quarks to if I have keyword argument here. If I have name equal, for example, some quantity, and I want to use the grade after that. Now I want to use super as what we learned together to be able to connect, okay, to this constructor. So super allow me to contact this directly, and from this I want to use only args here, which are the attributes that are inserted in the parent class, and the only thing that I want to do is to store this grade attribute. Everything going well now. I want to add a method here. Okay, so method extend refers to that to do inheritance. Okay, we did the inheritance, and to have a new method, okay, inside the child class. So I want to, for example, have a method. Let us to call it, for example, debug. Okay, and this debug will do nothing but return if string return a string, and it will show me that the name, okay, beside writing the code here, he also he is able to debug, okay, a code. Now we build this a second class, okay, or a child class. I want to build also another child class, and I want to do inheritance from this class, but without overriding the attributes. I do not need to use overriding. So I want to have a class here, a class, for example, to be for business intelligence, and this will be inherited from the Amazon, and I do not need to have any attribute in this class. I want only just to define, let me to say visualize, okay, only visualize, and I want to return also a string here, and I want to say that self dot name, for example, can visualize, or let us follow the same format is able to visualize data like this. Okay, now we have two child class, one with attribute overriding. In general, let us recap what is the meaning of the extend refer to adding different method inside the child class. We have a method that is related to the parent class, which is write code. I did inheritance, meaning that the write code will automatically inserted inside the Python engineering class, and I extended from the name of extend. I extended the method by adding debug, which a new method. So method extend is referred to add a new method inside the child class. Okay, and I added debug here. I followed the same here. I do the inheritance here. I did the inheritance. Okay, so the inheritance will also inherit write code inside this business intelligence class, and I extended this intelligence by another intelligence. So there is another visualization method. So this method will only be seen in the BI class, and this method will be seen only in the Python engineering class, and the write code will be seen among all classes. Okay, let us create an instance. I want to Amazon. Let us to say to use a small letter Amazon. Okay, one. This is an instance from Amazon Engineering. I want to add the name, I want to add the age, I want to add the salary. So I have here name, age, salary from this class. I want to take another instance, but consider that in this instance we have a grade, so we will have another constant. So I want to have Python one, another instance, and in which I want to make an instance from Python engineering class. I want to use, for example, one, just to change the name. I want to use the age, and I want to use the salary, and I want to add the grade, and this grade here will be will be senior, junior, no problem. I want to add junior. Okay, now I want to take another instance from BI class. Let us to say business and business one. Let us to say business one, just to follow the same format, which is a class from the business intelligence class, an instance from the business intelligence class, and we don't have any attribute here to be overridden, and that means we only follow the same number of attributes of this Amazon class, and we will have the 3 attributes as the same of here. We want to add Mira, and we want to add age, okay, and we want to add, for example, the salary as a random number. Now, for the grade, because we added a grade here, and I want to add equals none, just to be as a keyword argument, and I want to add for this grade equal junior, and now we have no problem. Okay, so everything went well here. Okay, and now I want to connect each method from this. So for Amazon class we have write code, and write code inherited in all other class, meaning that I can print Amazon.write code. Okay, let us to say write code here. Then I want to print the Python instance .write code because it is inheriting, and I want to print the business intelligence .write code. .write code, the same thing. Okay, now we are able to connect this method in Python and in Python engineering and business intelligence because of the inheritance. Okay, and all gave me the same thing. Ali is able to write code, Mohammed is able to write code, Mira is able to write code. In the next section, we will learn override, meaning that for Python engineering class, we will say Mohammed is able to write Python code. But for Amazon, we will give it general, and for business intelligence, for example, we want to add also SQL. So by method overriding, we can customize even the method when we inherit it, but we have to call it inside the child class. Now, the meaning of the class extend is to have different classes, okay, different methods inside the child class. So I can, for example, print business. Let us to start with Python .debug, okay, and I want to run this. So I have also let us to do just moving to have vertical here. These are related to this code and Python .debug. So Mohammed is able to debug a code. I cannot say, okay, look to this. I cannot say Amazon.debug code. Why? Because it's only inserted inside the Python engineering class. And I cannot say Python engineering.visualize. Okay, so I cannot say Python, okay, .visualize. I can say only business.visualize because this visualize is inserted within the business intelligence class. So we extended the methods of business intelligence class, or the methods that are inserted here by visualize. So this class will have two methods. In fact, the first one is the write code because it's coming from the parent class, okay, and the second one is the visualize, so we can do visualize. Now, what do we mean of the override? So what I described so far is related to method extend, which in general to have inheritance, okay, we have the inheritance here in this class, and to have different method or to extend the number of methods in that class. So it's like a naive implementation, it's not complex. Now we want to go beyond the class extend and speak about the class override, which is much simpler in the way we can use this write code, okay, method and extend the functionality. So the functionality of this code is nothing but telling me that the name, okay, is able to write code. So if I copy this, okay, and I go inside the first child class and I paste it, okay, that will give me the same result, okay, but I want to change. I want to override this content. So this is the meaning of override. To override this content, I use the same name here. If I use different name, then this is not override. This is called extend, okay? This is called method extend. So the override is related to use the same methods with the same name and change the functionality. So I want to change here. This name is able to write Python, and for example C++ code. Okay, I want to copy also the same here, and I want to override the content of this write code inside the child class, and I want to say is able to write, for example, Python code, Python, and for example, let me to say SQL query. Okay, so we have a method here. We override the method by copying the same name and change the content. This content now is different than this. and I did another override also. So you can do override as what you want, okay, as where you want also. So I want to do over all class, and I change the content. Now let us check how the method dot write code will looks like. Okay, so the first instance is from Amazon. Amazon has write code method which show me the name, which is this name, Ali, will be able to write code. So Ali is able to write code. Good. The second method, which is come from the Python engineering class, the write code here give me another description. So it add a Python and C++, and now I have Mohammed is able to write Python and C++. However, the same name from this method, but we did override. We did override in the content, okay, or in the functionality of the method. So this is content, okay. And if we have something here in the functionality, if we add some lines, we can change everything, okay, even in the child class. So we did override, we changed the content. And I did another override inside business intelligence class by adding another functionality here, by adding another information, like he is able to write Python code and SQL query. And now we have Mira is able to write code and Python, write code, Python, and sorry, this is should be organized, is able to write Python code, okay, and SQL query. And if you look at this for the first glance, you will see that you are confused because we have the same name, okay, the same function name or the same method name, okay, for these instances. But if you go up, you will see that these methods, okay, does different calculations or does different functions, and this is the method override. And yeah, to conclude, method extend is related to have a method or methods inside the parent class and use different methods inside the child class. So we have here write code and we have here debug. But method override is related to have method, okay, or a method or methods inside the parent class and use the same name of the method and change its functionality and its content. And that's for today's tutorial. See you next tutorial where we will introduce the polymorphism concept and object-oriented programming.